We are live.
Fabulous, fabulous. Welcome. Today's May 25th. It's our 7th episode, and the topic is numerology. And I want to welcome everybody back, especially the newcomers, a special shout out. And I want to say that it's an honor and a privilege to share Memorial Day with everybody. And I want to give a special thank you to all the people that have served our country and made the ultimate sacrifice. As well, our hearts go out to their families. And we also want to thank current military people for their service and keeping us safe. I would like to introduce my dear friend. Many of you probably already know her from our videos, MK Roland. Oh, I forgot something. We are doing another contest. Nobody did everything they had to do for the last one. There was a lot of bells and whistles to jump through. So we're going to make it easier. Anybody that would love to win, and you guys probably can't see, it probably doesn't do it justice, but this beautiful piece of blue kyanite, which has some really neat formations in it. I'm going to attempt, while MK's talking, to pin it to the instructions to the top of Facebook. If I don't get that done, then they'll be at the end of the video. And trust me, you're going to want to do it. You're going to want to know what all we're doing, because we're going to have a lot of contests. We're going to have things like this little beauty right here. I have a whole lot of crystals that I need to get rid of to make room for new ones. Okay. So MK.
Yes, ma'am.
I asked you to come in and talk about numerology. So I have 3 questions for you. And I don't know, but when we chatted, you thought that you might be able to even calculate a few numbers we can do randomly. So these are the questions that I have for you. What is numerology? What is the significance of numerology, or why is it important? And how does it work?
Numerology is very ancient. I use Pythagorean numerology, which Pythagoras was born in 469 BC. So it gives you some sense of just how old numerology is. And in early times, distinctions weren't made between arithmetic and numerology, between astronomy and astrology. There weren't these separations, these science and mystic kind of separations of knowledge. So Pythagoras was a mathematician, he was a philosopher, and he was also an astronomer. So you can see that he had a heavy science background for something that we're about to think is quite mystical as we talk about it. He also is the founder of a mystical society called the Pythagoreans, and it was a religious society. It was a scientific society, and I can't remember my own handwriting. Oh, and also mysticism. So he was a man of his time, where he blended what we now separate into mysticism and science. So that's what numerology is. Your second question, why is it important? Numerology can give you a lot of information about a person, about their life path, about challenges they may have in their lives. It's not unlike other readings. The nice thing about numerology is you can begin becoming a numerologist without necessarily having strong intuitive development, because the definitions or the descriptions of what the numbers mean are pretty much out there and given to us. Where the intuition comes in is picking out which one of those tendencies really fits a person. So the reading becomes much more personalized the more intuitive you become, or the more intuitive the numerologist is. Make sense so far?
Definitely.
I think it does.
And your
And
third question, I forgot because I can't hold that much.
how does it work?
There's a variety. Well, it works by adding up numbers of certain things. The most common are your birth path or life path numbers. Certain numbers are assigned to different letters of the alphabet, and there's a nice chart that I can't show you right now. Yes, I can, if you can see. Am I being bad doing that, or is it?
No.
No, that helps.
What it does is it just tells you the numbers go across the top and the letters go across the bottom. So number one, A is a number one, because that's where the alphabet starts and that's where the number starts. So you can make your own chart by just doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then just start A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I under that until you're through the alphabet. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So then would you take and add up your name then, like the numbers of your name? Okay.
Then you assign the letters to your name. And I have an example that we can go over. You add up the letters to your name. It should be your birth name, your full complete birth name. However, you can, and Randy's going to yell at me because I told her you could. I didn't want to, but you can use name changes. And I'm like that too, because I am not known as anything but MK. My attorney's license, driver's license, passport, you name it. But that isn't my given birth name. What it shows when you compare the two, you know, what your birth name is to your to the name that you eventually take on or is given to you, like mine was. It can show you shifts in personality and why the name change actually supports those changes in your life.
Will it do that if you use like your maiden name versus a married name? Will it show personality shifts with last name or not really?
In that case, you wouldn't use in Pythagorean. You really wouldn't use your married name.
Okay.
Ordinarily, but I'm not. But you could. I mean, you could say, what does this new name bring to my path? Just as if your first name, you know, is Kimmy when it used to be Kimberly or something.
Okay.
Most people don't do that, but there's no reason you can't. And I would actually go so far as to say there's no reason you can't calculate anything you want to calculate. Your street address, your hometown, and then the number that you come up with the calculation will give you some sense of whether that's a useful exercise or not, whether it fits you or not. Does that make sense? So
and I'm probably jumping ahead because I really know nothing about numerology. So this is very interesting. But so once you come up with a total, what do you do with that number? How do you read that number?
Reduce it to a single number.
I gotta do math?
Yeah, no, just use the calculator because that's what I did. I didn't want to mess up Randy's. So I took Randy's birth name, which is also her destiny number or name number. Okay, so I took her name as it was at the time of her birth, and I assigned a number to each letter according to that chart that I was trying to hold up, and then I added all those numbers together, and it came up to 66. Now, once in a while, people will claim any double number as a master number. We'll talk about master numbers in a minute. I don't go for that, but it's interesting. I mean, some people might say, wow, Randy, your name is a master number, and not reduce that. I would reduce it to 12, which then becomes 3. So her destiny number is 3.
Okay.
And then you have to know what the meaning of the number 3 is. And what's so great about numerology is if you have any love of the tarot, or you have any love of wanting to learn the tarot, you really should learn numerology first, because the meaning of the numbers is consistent. And rather than trying to memorize what 72 cards in the tarot, am I right?
78.
78. Rather than trying to memorize all 78 numbers or all 78 cards, once you get into the minor arcana where you have the different suits and then you have the numbers, it just makes it 1,000 times easier to learn the minor arcana.
Wow.
That's the part that, and that's why people can read a deck of cards, just a deck of playing cards, because they're
Wow.
really just going by the numbers.
Who knew? And I've been reading tarot for forever, and I've never done numerology.
Yeah,
I'm adding mine up right now.
I always try to encourage people to, if they don't know tarot yet, to start out with numerology, but I think they'll find it much easier.
Probably would have made it a lot easier. I'm sorry, George, go ahead.
I was going to say, for those folks that are listening and want to get into numerology, is there a book you would recommend, or a website, or some kind of class, something that they can, you know, learn about numerology? I mean, you're giving us the basics now, but to take it that step further.
There are a lot of websites, and I haven't come across a bad one, and I usually have trouble finding the same one twice unless I bookmark it, because that's how many there are out there.
Oh, wow.
And I think it's a really good place to start.
And let me just say that MK is going to be doing a workshop with us through cracking the spiritual code. It should probably be posted on the website within 3 weeks.
Cool.
So we're just trying to give you a taste.
Well, and let you know what it's all about if you don't know. And, you know, and anybody out there, if you have questions, please jump in, feel free.
So Randy, your name or destiny number was 3. So just think about what you know, whether it's tarot or just how you imagine the number 3. Sometimes it helps to visualize it. I like to visualize it like they're dominoes, because I think that gives me some intuitive insight into how, into the meaning of the number somewhat. So number 3s typically like to be balanced. Think of a triangle. It's one of the most stable structures. I'm losing my words. It's just one of the most stable structures, a triangle. So these people tend to be very stable, but they also are very imaginative and do have artistic gifts. And they're self-expressive in a lot of ways. They may also write, they may paint, they may just be teachers, just express themselves in a wide variety of ways.
No teachers, no art.
They're usually very optimistic, happy, fun-loving people, and they generally really love life. And that comes a lot, I think, from the balance of the basic structure of the number 3.
All right, so we're gonna have to check and see if I'm a wackadoo, okay? Because I think mine's gonna be like, whoa, schizo, we gotta go.
I don't give out any schizos. However, the negative traits of a 3, if Randy had any negative traits.
Which she does. Randy's got several.
She may have scattered energies.
Probably.
Some unfinished projects, because you have so much expression and so many things going on, it's really hard to finish a project. Sometimes there can be a lack of direction, again, because you just don't know which one to go with for now. They can be moody, and that, I think, is a reflection of the scatteredness or whatever that can happen. And they can be self-centered, but not anyone I know who's a 3.
I don't know that I'm so much self-centered, but I think everything else probably. I usually think about everybody else first.
Usually generous.
What's that?
Usually generous.
Well, I try. I really do. So you guys, MK told you that was my birth name. My birth name was Randy, but I was born with a different last name that, in all honesty, I never should have had. My mother gave it to me for some weird reason. So I changed my name back as a youngster to what it should have been, which matched my mother and my sister. So that's where the name change was. So
I have a couple of quick questions if we have time. I just want to make sure I get this all right. So you take your full birth name, and then you put it on the chart, and each number coincides with a letter in the chart, with the alphabet, right? So you put A, B,
Kind of whip one up so you guys can see.
yeah, just like that, right? And then, but you said that Randy was 66, and then you said, well, then that would be a 3. So did you just divide it, or how?
No, 6 and 6 is 12, and I've still got 2 numbers. So 1 and 2 is 3. That's how I got.
Oh, I see.
So
you always reduce to a single number unless you have a master number, and the only true master numbers are 11 and 22.
Oh my God.
So my name, my original birth name is Leanne Esther, is my maiden name. So it's 46. So that would be 10 then, and then you have to reduce 10 again.
To 1.
I knew I was number 1. I knew it. I knew I was number 1.
And your middle name?
Ann, yeah.
Okay.
ANN.
Okay.
So we have somebody that says that they added theirs and they came out to 119, and they want to know if that translates to a 2. Wouldn't that be an 11?
9, 10.
Yeah, but then it's a double digit.
Hold on.
It would be 11.
Which is a master number.
Which is a master number, so you would not reduce it to a 2. You would leave it at 11.
So I'm a little confused. So 66, that would be 12. 2 plus 1 is 3, right? But then if you get an 11, it's a master number, and you don't have to add 1 plus 1. At what point does it become not a master number?
After 22. Only 11 and 22 are master numbers.
Only 11 and 22 are master numbers.
Depending on who you're asking, I could be a master. No, I'm joking.
Well, I'm number 1, so you can be a master all you want.
There you
I'm
go.
not a master number.
Oh my
Some
God,
people will go as far as 33, but there's no historical basis in that. So I like to stick with. I figured he was a lot better at math than I was, so.
Now, is there a resource that we could go to online to look up what, like what the number 1 means, what the number 2, 3, what they mean?
There are, like I said, there are so many. If you just type in numerology, you will get so many different websites that I have to bookmark the ones I like, because I can't even find them when I search again, because there are so many of them. So I would just tell you to just Google that. And as far as books are concerned, I'm not really, because it's honestly not all that complicated. It's not like you're giving deep meanings of the tarot cards. I honestly think that you're going to find pretty much the resources you need online. There is, I'm quite sure, a numerology for dummies. And laugh if you will, I have found the dummy books to be very good. Anytime I've used one, I found them to be very good and written by people who really know their stuff.
I may own 1 or 2. Just saying.
Just saying.
My dummy book is YouTube.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I got to get one of those too. So that's your destiny number, which is based on your name. We good with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's cool.
Because the principles now are pretty much the same. It's just different things that we add up. So the next one is her birth or life path number, and that's based on her birth date. So you would want to write your birth date out, including all 4 numbers of your birth year. You know, if it's 1991 like mine, then you would put that. What are you laughing at? Or, yeah, anyway, you need to use all 4 birth year numbers.
Hey,
can't-
I have mine listed on Facebook as 1915.
Oh, that's good. I like that. I said I can start telling people I'm 73 and they'll think I look really good. I'm going to lie up now. There's no point lying down. So,
Good job. Go MK.
okay, so when I did Randy's, it added up to 34. Each number added up to 34. So I reduced it to what?
7,
7.
7.
which is my favorite number.
So it's your birth or life path number.
So to get that, you basically took the month and what the letters were for the numbers, and then you just added the actual numbers in. Right?
No letters. Oh, no letters. No. Good question. Excellent question. I would do 1980.
Gotcha.
06/21, 1980. Yeah, no words. Good question. So you came up with a 7, which is a very spiritual number. And the positive traits of a 7. You're very skilled at analyzing things and researching things because you have an analytical mind. You're a seeker of knowledge, and there's an intelligence about that seeking. It's not seeking just to see what this is like, see what that is like, you know, just try this out. You're really seeking for knowledge. You're seeking with a purpose. You do have a scientific bend towards what you're doing because you always want to prove it to yourself and know that this is a reality. You can be, I don't want to say this.
Say it.
You can be charming. I'm teasing you. Very charming personality and demeanor in 7s. You
Oh my.
find that. And there's also a love of solitude. As much as you're out there and you love people and you're charming and you draw people, like attracts like, you need your solitude. And some of that's just you need some winding down time, and the other is you need time to process what you're doing.
I need a lot of time.
Yeah, in a thoughtful way. And 7s tend to be perfectionists.
Well, I don't know, Michelle, what do you think?
A skosh. You're just a skosh.
I haven't heard that word in a while.
Right?
You guys, I would have to say that in all honesty, and there's some of that I would rather not admit to, but I would have to say so far everything that's come out of MK's mouth is absolutely on point.
I can see how helpful this will be, you know, even for us to sit here and figure it out, you know what I mean? It's really going to point in directions that, you know what, I'm interested to do mine because I know what some of my own issues are. Like I'm interested to see if it points out those things. I'm sure it will, you know, even though I'm number 1.
Yeah. Yes,
Well,
you are.
Now let's hear the negative.
The negatives can be that you can be a little suspicious or overly reserved.
Uh-huh.
If you get into an argument, you're more apt to be silent or sarcastic than you are to really have a debate, to really talk it out.
Yeah.
You can sometimes be inflexible in your positions. You know,
Mhm.
you've made a strong decision and you feel that you've made the right decision.
Mm-hmm.
And when too many things distract you, that can really throw you off and make you uncomfortable.
No.
This number is called the philosopher's number. So it's really a number for logic, for practicality, and for spirituality.
I will tell you that it's all true. Over the years, I've become a bit better. My wife will tell you at becoming more flexible, because my wife will tell you when she met me, I was a tall glass of hot sauce, and now I'm just a tall glass of strong tea.
I gotta ask Larry what his description of me would be. Jeez.
She's still waiting for me to become that tall glass of ice water. I don't know that that's ever gonna happen.
I don't think so. I don't think you could live enough years to do that.
I don't either. I don't have high hopes. I'm not that little ant when it comes to that one.
No, no.
Oh man. So does anybody out there have any questions?
This is really cool.
No?
This is cool.
Okay, so you know what? I think that we'll all pick somebody, and I see somebody named Sandra. Sandra, if you would like, it's Orsini. If you're here and you would like MK to figure your numbers, then she is going to need your date of birth. And the crew can each pick one person too. So hold on a second before you guys pick. If you are here and you're watching and you haven't commented and you want an opportunity to have your numbers run by MK, then I'm going to suggest that you at least type hello really quickly. And we'll see if anybody wants to have their numbers run. If not, MK can run the cruise. She's going to need your name, your birth name, and your birth date. Okay, so I haven't seen Sandra get back yet. So Madeline, this is a long one, MK. Madeline, we're going to need your, okay. So her name is Madeline. It's Madeline.
Oh, okay.
Then it's Maddox, Maddox. And then it's Penny, Penney. I told you it was a long one.
And that's the birth name.
That's
Is
what
that
she
the
put.
birth name?
And then her birth date is 6/22/57.
No, that's Sandra's.
No, that's Sandra.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on.
There, it's coming up now.
Hold on. Yeah, it's
1962.
July 4th, 1962. My bad.
And it's just Madeline Maddox.
No, Penny. Penny's the married name.
It's
Yeah.
they're both oh, that's her birth name. Okay, I see.
And she doesn't have a middle name?
I don't know. But the other one was Sandra, Sandra, or Orsini, Orsini. And she was born Sandra Lee, cross out Orsini. She was born Sandra Lee, Lee, and the last name is Brei. And she's the one that was born June 22 of 1957.
Would it help if I add up Sandra's for you while you're doing the other one?
Sure. I'm still not sure about Madeline's though, if she has a middle name or not, because there's no point in doing it if I don't.
Denise, Madeline, Denise.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, she just let us know.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Here come the glasses.
And way to go, Leanne. That's the crew stepping up.
Yeah. Well, I can add. Don't ask me to do 10th grade algebra. I'm out.
I didn't even want to add because I'm not good with numbers, but I can write you a story if you'd like. And go along with the finding.
Michelle doesn't want me to start adding. Michelle turns to me one day. She goes, "You're a numbers person."
You get carried away. And you had too many.
I get way into numbers.
Every time I have to do something for you and you tell me the total, it's always way more than what the actual total is.
Wow.
Don't listen to her.
You know it's true. It's happened on 2 occasions.
Oh, two.
The only 2 occasions you asked me to do something a number of times.
I'm not even going to ask.
Try to make it sound like oh, it's only 2.
I get it. Yeah. I wonder if there's I can never say this word. Pythagorean.
Pathetic? Oh.
Pythagorean.
Pythagorean. How did
I
you
learned
spell
that.
it? PEA or? I saw you put up the chart, but I didn't put it fast enough.
T-Y
Paper.
T-H-A-G-O-R. I think it's E-A-N.
EAN.
I think so.
Oh, here it is.
I had to learn that in one of my kids' math classes here not too long ago. So I'll admit I cheated. I don't really remember what it was, but
You
The
know,
way you guys are doing that, I'm going to talk about the contest a little bit. So if you want to win the kyanite, the blue kyanite, what you do is go to YouTube. I put a comment in the comments. I couldn't figure out how to pin it that quickly. And to be honest, I gave up. So, so if you go in the comments, there's a link to YouTube. If you go and subscribe and click the bell so that you know the subscribe is the red button below and the bell is usually up above. That way you'll be kept abreast of all the videos that we do. So you'll be able to get into all the contests. If you've already subscribed, then share it with friends that you think would get benefit and value from it. If you have a friend, they subscribe, put their name in the comments, because that way we'll enter both of you. And the more people that you share it with that subscribe, the more opportunities you have to win.
okay.
I think MK's ready.
Yep. And I'm ready with the other ones when she's ready for them.
Okay.
Madeline Denise Maddox. I would love to meet you.
Ooh.
Your life path number based on your birth date. I always want to say I'm wrong. Life path number based on your birth date is 11, which is a master number. So we'll talk.
Lisa Williams is a master number.
I'm sorry?
I said Lisa Williams is a master number.
Yeah, that's a shock.
Okay.
And Madeline, your birth date, which is your birth number or life path number, is also 11.
Oh,
You have 2 master numbers and 2 of the most important calculations.
ooh.
I'm not sure I've ever seen double. Actually, let me look at one other thing just out of curiosity. No, it doesn't have it there. I'm sorry. I'm just flipping. You want to go ahead and then I'll do 11 when you're done? Or do you want me to go ahead and do 11 now?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
I don't know who Madeline is for sure, but I'll tell you what, if she's not involved in spiritualism, then come into my class, please. Numbers like that, You'll be
Mhm.
swinging the bat and hitting it out of the park.
The number 11 represents instinct. So it's the most intuitive of all the numbers. You have a strong connection to your subconsciousness or subconscious. So that's why it's easy for you to bring in information, intuitive information, and to communicate with spirit as well. You have strong gut feelings, and you know things, but you don't know why you have that gut, why your gut's telling you that, or why you know something, but it's very strong. So to sum it up, you just have really powerful intuitive and mediumship abilities. And that may play out only in your everyday life. That when you get that gut reaction when you meet someone, when you're making a decision, know that you have this. This is something you were born with. Pay attention to it. It's real. Whether or not you want to take it farther is obviously your free will, but it would be a shame to not at least be paying attention to what you're getting for your own life. The negative side of it can be sometimes these people are anxious or shy or stressed, and it's because of that knowing and they don't know why they know. So it can cause anxiety or stress. But it's usually balanced out by the fact that 1 and 1 are 2, which is a very balanced number. And even though we're not reducing it, it's still, that number 2 is still in the shadows behind the 11. So these people usually have some charisma and can be very inspiring to other people as well.
Oh, and she's taking a course with Lisa. Woohoo!
Ask her what course.
And she says it's opening up more now. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, good job.
Okay. You're up,
All
Lee.
right.
All right, so I figured out Sandra Lee, or Sini's, but Sandra Lee Bree. So her destiny number comes up as a number 5. And interesting, the life path number comes up as a number 5 as well.
Oh, we're doing
Really
we're doing doublesies today.
So I don't know what the 5 means, but
Sorry, back to me.
yeah, and I'll throw it back to you. I did the math.
God, Leanne, what's 5 mean?
I don't know,
Yeah,
but I added it.
Yeah, Leanne, let's put you on the spot. What does 5 mean?
She's my neighbor, so let me tell you what I know.
No. 5 is a disruptive number if you think about the tarot. And disruption is all in how you handle it. It can be, disruptors can be wonderful things because they can really create amazing change in your life. But if you don't really like change, then disruption can be very anxiety producing. These people do tend to think in broad aspects. They tend to have big ideas. They're not working on the little small projects. They're out there as envisioning things. They're pretty versatile and they can change a lot, which is consistent with the number 5. I hope so. That's what I'm reading or telling you about. They're very curious and like to explore new things too. So disruption, when it's working for them, keeps them curious, keeps them visionary, keeps them working on big things. They're good promoters. And they're very resourceful as well. On the negative side, if that disruption doesn't really, if they're not working with it, but they're working against it, they may find themselves restless and discontent. And if their great big visions that they have don't materialize or manifest, they may get edgy and temperamental and, be very dissatisfied. And sometimes they've been known to make decisions that are too hasty. It's just that overall disruptor influence that really tells you what 5 is all about. It's a great number for somebody who's a leader, who's a change agent,
An activist.
an activist. Yep.
So Madeline said she did a course with Lisa in Lilydale, and she's in John Edwards' Evolve Internet Family. That is awesome. That is fabulous. I wonder which one of Lisa's courses she did. I mean, she's got so many.
Lisa will not be teaching in Lilydale anymore.
No.
And
Mastering the Message is a good one. Yeah, she's got a lot of good ones. And I know that MK and I have been in a lot of them.
please tell me to stop showing up.
What's that?
Please tell me to stop showing up. I said, well, I'm stalking you.
Well, I had a good time coordinating 2 of her classes for her last summer. It was a good time.
We have a very close secret bond that I'm never allowed to tell anyone. Only she and one other person and I know this.
Oh, well, you better keep it secret.
I
Okay. You guys, you want to pick somebody?
Sure.
I knew Sandra, so why don't you guys go ahead and pick one.
Let me look at the live feed really quick again. I can see here.
Leave me enough time to talk about other calculations before we end,
Absolutely.
please.
Well, absolutely. I mean, we don't ever have to end. We can make it a Jerry Lewis marathon.
Oy, oy.
How long were those? 24 or 48 hours, something like that?
I don't even know.
Sorry about that. No, they went like 3 days or some ungodly thing.
It never ended. It took up
I
every
did.
channel on TV. I missed Full House. I used to miss all those shows when the crap was on.
All right, so are we all in for the 3-day marathon?
No.
Not at all. So do we have somebody else to do?
So I'm looking on the newsfeed, but I'm not able to see the names for some odd reason.
Let
So-
me give you a choice between 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Or I'll give you a choice between a couple and you can pick one. So we
right.
have Christine, we have Lynn, and there's somebody named Tammy that's in. I don't know if she wants a quick read. So why don't you go ahead and choose between some of those.
So I say Christine.
Okay,
That's the
Christine.
name that is calling to me.
Christine Buttigieg. So it's Christine with a C.
Who's calculating it? Me or George? Me?
Whoever.
Okay, go ahead.
George, did you make a chart, George?
I kind of started one, but I should. I'm a
I
real-
can. I
think
can
it's-
add it up real quick. What's her maiden name? Or
Okay.
what's her birth name?
So her name is Christine
Yep.
with a C. And she'll let us know if it's not her birth name. But for now, it's Buttigieg. She's one of your classmates in mediumship. So
Yep.
Buttigieg.
Okay, so she actually calculated already. Her life path number is a 6.
Okay, and then she's June 27th, 1953.
That would be her life path number, right?
Yeah.
So, and her
Oh, and
destiny is a
apparent-
3. Okay.
Oh, okay, good. Way to go, Christine. I love it. My students are jumping in. They're doing stuff.
Does Christine have a middle name?
We're waiting to find out.
She added up her own.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she's got a life path of 6 and a destiny of 3.
That's what she said.
Yep.
Is this the person that was telling me that I was bad with math? Christine Buttigieg is her birth name.
So yeah,
I'm
so
telling you that she added it up on her own. So she probably used her
She
name.
figured it out, yeah.
Oh, I thought you said she added it wrong. I'm sorry, my ears are
No.
going.
No, I thought she said that too.
Nope. So her number name is a 3 and her life path, the birth number is a 6 then, so.
So we've talked about, well, let's do the 3. Think about the dice and what a 3 looks like again.
Oh, wait, Christine, Jean, Marie Buttigieg. So there's Jean, Jeanne, and then Marie go
If-
between Christine and Buttigieg.
If Marie is her confirmation name, it doesn't count.
Okay, Christine, you got to let us know what your actual birth name was.
Oh my gosh,
Your
this is so
full
exciting.
birth name.
Babbert.
So she added it. Okay, so the total is still 3, she says, so.
Okay. Okay, so go ahead, MK.
So these people are very self-expressive because they feel very grounded and very stable. They love to talk. They're very verbal. They're inspirational to other people, and they have a great imagination. They can have artistic gifts, maybe not the traditional ones you think of, but do have artistic gifts. And they have pretty good instincts in sizing people and situations up. They're always optimistic. They're happy and fun-loving, and they really enjoy life. If, however, things are not going quite so well in their life, they can be very scattered. Once they lose that balance, they can become very scattered. They can be prone to exaggeration. They can have projects that go unfinished, half-started, never ended, a lack of direction sometimes, and all of that can result in them being moody and sort of aggravated.
Okay.
And then 6 was her other number.
Mm-hmm.
This is 2 3s. So again, they have a strong sense of responsibility and they're artistic. They have a very nurturing disposition. 6s are sort of like 3s on steroids in a lot of ways. They're community oriented. They're very balanced, very solid. They have a great deal of empathy for other people. They are often humanitarians or work in activist type roles. They are very unselfish, and they really love their home and their domestic life. And they do freely offer help to others. On the downside, if it's not well balanced, they can become a bit self-righteous, a little bit of a martyr. They can become stubborn and even dominate their friends and family. That domestic life that they treasure, they can actually start taking over. They can kind of meddle in other people's affairs. And interestingly, they can be very susceptible to flattery. And flattery is this is just me talking. But when I start hearing flattery, all my defenses go up, because my next question wants to be, what are you looking for? What do you want? If, you know, I mean, if it's not in an appropriate setting. If somebody says you did a nice job on that talk, that's perfectly appropriate. But when somebody starts just coming up with flattery for no reason, it is probably one of the best tools a manipulative person has. Flattery and tears.
I agree. I agree. And that's where that suspicion you talked about with me earlier, that's where that comes in. All right. So Michelle gets to pick somebody. And you know, while she's doing that, you just have to wonder sometimes. I live in Florida. If there's a tornado warning, why are you giving me a warning? It's not like we have anywhere to go except in our house. We don't have a basement.
Yeah. I'm
That
hiding
would
if
be
that
so
ever happens.
weird
I'm
to me
hiding.
not to have a basement.
Let's go with Tammy.
Okay, so we're going with Tammy.
I grid out. Are you going to calculate it, Michelle, or do you want me
I can
to?
do that, yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
I looked up mine. This is so accurate. It's scary.
I've never had someone tell me that they didn't think it was accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of shocking how I
It
mean
really is.
I had no clue, and we're good friends, but you put some things in there that you know even you wouldn't be like, it wouldn't be like firsthand knowledge to you.
Right.
This is so cool. I built a little spreadsheet while we were here, and it's just like I'm adding it up, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so exciting. Now
Look at you making little Excel formulas and crap.
Oh, I
so
totally
cute.
am. I mean, I put all the letters on top, and then, you know, A is 1, B is 2, etc. And then they spelled out my name, and it pulls it, and then it gives you a total, and then you add that
Oh
up.
my Lord.
I got a little crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm like, I got my phone calculator here. Hold on a minute.
For those who want the spreadsheet, it could be downloaded for what? I don't know, $3 a sheet. I can do this for you.
Right.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
This statement here is cracking me up. In every one of like the life path and all stuff, the same statement keeps coming up on mine. It says you like the freedom to choose your path and making your own decisions. You do not like to be told what to do.
Oh my gosh.
Really? Shocker. I can't wait to share that with my husband.
And what do I do all the time, Leanne?
I know.
I tell you what to do.
But I told you when I first met you, I need someone to tell me what to do. So that's good. I respect your telling.
She just listens to you. She doesn't listen to you.
I don't listen sometimes, but
She doesn't, but that's okay. As her teacher, I'll keep telling her.
that's right.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
this is
I'm
funny.
so exciting.
And you know,
Meanwhile,
again, you guys, MK's doing a workshop with crackingthespiritualcode.com, which is, you know, my business. It should be up on the website within probably 3 weeks. So if you guys want to join us, and we'll get, you know, pretty in depth, and MK will share her knowledge.
George, you might have to use your spreadsheet though, because I'm gonna have to do Larry's name, my husband, and his name is
Okay.
Lawrence Salvatore Capistano is his birth name, for the love of God.
I was just about to say, for the love of all things holy.
I know, right? There's like 26 letters there.
Oh, well, it's like mine. Mine is like George Manuel Texera. It's like, holy moly. It's
I
like,
know, right?
I added up to like 214. I'm like, what?
I know.
It's crazy.
Okay,
When people try to say George's last name, it comes out George Texiaxi area.
Yeah.
Oh, I get some good ones. My favorite one is, my favorite two would Mr. Texeria come up.
Like diarrhea, texturia, close.
It didn't go there, but okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Man, way to go. All right, Tammy's life path
Tammy. Let's talk about Tammy.
number is 11,
Ooh.
and her destiny number is 9.
I'm sorry, it's me again. What was the first?
I
11 and 9.
It's just been one of those days.
Hey, I always warn everybody that this group loves to laugh. If we're not laughing and having fun, we're not doing these anymore.
Mm.
I have to tell a short story. My father died in 2002 of his own accord. And it's been very hard for me to resolve those issues. So it was only today that I finally took out the plaque to put on his gravestone. And I took a friend with me and I bought the, cement you're supposed to put on. We drive to, as my mother would say, to hell and gone, because it's way out in Warsaw.
Oh, God.
And I'm trying to remember where the gravesite is. Anyway, we get there, I get the glue out, I put it on, and it's like butter. The thing's just slipping.
Oh no.
And Gail looks and it says, clamp for 24 hours.
Oh, no.
So she went in the woods and came back with 3 sticks, and we propped the sticks. As we drove away, it was still clinging. It's been a very strange day.
Oh, my.
Anyone who's watching, I'm really a. Oh, yeah, I'm exactly what you think. Okay. Remember, the number 11 is represents instinct, and it's that number. So pay attention to your gut. Pay attention to other feelings you may have. Pay attention to, when you think you know something. All of those will make your life easier if you follow those. You have strong abilities to become an intuitive, psychic, medium, but that's a choice for you to make. That's not something that that you have to do or that you're destined to do, but this is the ability that you've been given. Okay, and the other number was
9.
9.
Yeah.
I don't think we've done 9 yet, so good. Get a different one. Okay. 9 is 9's a nice number because it has a lot of very positive traits that would make you want this person in your circle of friends. They are very friendly and congenial. They have humanitarian instincts, so they care about other people, and they usually act on those as well. They have an overall giving nature, whether it's people close around them or whether it's for larger causes. They take obligations very seriously, and they have a lot of creative expression. So this may be somebody who does a lot of presenting or speaking or acting or singing publicly or any of those things.
Guess what? She's a medium and a spiritual teacher.
There you go.
Woohoo.
Readily influenced to do good works. And has some writing talents as well. Now, on the downside, if everything isn't, if Mercury's in retrograde, look out for thinking a little too highly of yourself sometimes. Or again, that scattered interest, it's hard to land on exactly what you want to do. They can be a little possessive or moody and careless with finances. So that's something they have to be on the watch for. And they do kind of need peer attention and peer approval. And that's something they should strive to evaluate and make sure it's a healthy peer approval and not something where they're just needing the approval rather than naturally earning it and having it naturally exist.
Well, she said yes to all.
Okay.
Girl, come talk to me. I'll give you peer approval.
Let me go over what some of the other calculations will be when we do the workshop.
Okay.
Okay. Besides the birth or life path number, which is your birth date, and the name or destiny number, which is your full original birth name. There is also the soul or spiritual number, and that's the numbers just using the vowels in your birth name. So you go back to what your birth name is, but you only count the vowels. You only count the vowels, and that gives you your soul or spiritual nature.
Really?
That's what they say.
Okay.
And the karmic number reveals the karma that you brought into this life, and you calculate that by looking for numbers that are missing. So you're going to, I'm just trying to make sure it's in, you look at your full birth name and you put numbers with each letter, and then look and see what numbers are missing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Those will be your karmic numbers.
So you go.
And then do you add those together, or?
Nope. They're each individual one is a karmic number.
That's how many people I burned?
I'm sorry?
Is that how many people I burned? Because I got to know more about this one.
Me too, because oh my gosh, this is gonna
Well,
be.
take the workshop.
I guess I will be. Jeez. Oh my goodness.
But when you have a long last name and first name, it kind of work. Your karmic is pretty clear. It just got to be all. It just got to be all good. I mean, I'm hoping.
Yeah,
Yeah,
except
well, I'm
you got
missing-
a lot of the same letters.
Yeah, but
Mine, you know how many E's are in my name? I'm missing quite a few numbers.
if you're Polish, you might not even have a vowel.
Oh shit, I'm Polish too.
Well, there you go. It's not looking so great for you or your family, Leanne. I'm telling you right.
Man, where's that wood you're burning? I gotta burn that here or something.
Here, I have a couple here. I'll burn them for you tonight, Judy.
Hey, Shannon, you can always, Shannon, you can always go back and watch this video, but MK is going to be doing a workshop with us through my website, which is crackingthespiritualcode.com. It should be up in about 3 weeks, and that's going to be very in-depth, and it's going to be very reasonable. Okay.
I'm in.
Anything else? I know my wife said she's going to be the first one to sign up.
I am so down. So I got to say, I just added my numbers and I went online just to kind of look the path. Can never say the name. Whatever. Pythagorean. There you go. The Pythagorean thing. So I got a number 7, and oh my gosh, it's kind of right.
It's kind of right.
It's a lot right. I'm just saying kind of right because I'm actually thinking of the one that's the negatives. I'm like, oh. I'm like,
mine too. I was like, uh-oh.
I was like, oh, it's so real. Oh, it hurts.
I can't remember mine right now. Isn't that awful? But I think I'm 2 6s.
So you're almost like Randy.
Yeah. So I'll have to make sure I have mine done before I do the workshop, but I'm pretty sure I'm 2 6s. And my birth date, and that can be an important one too. So forget the month, forget the year, look at the day. That can give you information as well. And mine happens to be a master number.
Mine too, because it would be 11. No, I'm joking. I made it into the masters.
Well, I have a master's.
Yeah,
I know. You probably have more than one.
No,
I owe a lot in student loans. Does that count?
I decided I would never get more than 1 degree at one level, that I would keep going up, because what does more than 1 at one level get you?
Nothing.
Wide.
It has nothing to do
You're
with
right, Michelle.
Sorry?
You're right. It gets you wide, she said.
Oh, that's wrong.
Nice.
All right. So, MK, did you have anything more you wanted to go over for the workshop coming up?
No, I think we've hit on an overview. I'll give a little bit more history, and we'll have a couple other types of numbers to look at. What I'd like to do is see if we have a way to split the screen or something, or have a way to get them that little chart?
Oh yeah, I could always, we could always share screen.
Okay.
So I could always pull it up, or if what they can do is when they sign up, they can send me a message through Messenger, and I can actually email it to them so they have it in front of them.
Okay.
That would probably be the best way, so that way when we sit down to the workshop, everybody has already received it, and they can print it and it's right in front of them.
And it's really good if people do their own, because it's the reduction, especially if you have a long name like Mary Catherine Gaedeke, it can take a while, and it leaves room for error. So you want to check it a few times.
Oh, that's funny.
Now I'm checking mine just to make sure I'm really a 7.
Yeah.
7 is
Oh,
my
mine's way
favorite
too
number.
right. I know I'm right.
7 is my favorite number, and I'm so glad I got an 11, because growing up, 7-Eleven was always my favorite store.
They have great slushies.
That's
They
why
do.
they were always my favorite store growing up.
Yeah.
That is so bad.
I think they used to have like a hot dog there when I was in high school. Didn't they sell hot dogs?
They
Yeah,
sell
they were on the
everything.
little roller for like 8 hours at a time.
Yeah, exactly. I remember that. That's funny. Anyways, we digress.
Anyways,
7-Eleven there. Yeah, that's the new numerology.
so if you guys come to this workshop, as you can see, you better be prepared to laugh, because we have fun. If we're not having fun, we're not doing it.
Right.
I refuse. I'm too old for that. I'm not doing it if I'm not having fun. So, I mean, I'm ancient at 57.
What does that add up to? Let's talk
Give out
about
your
that for a
birthday.
second. Wow,
So again, if you want to have an opportunity to win this nice hunk of kyanite, blue kyanite, go to YouTube. Somewhere in the comments is Tammy loves the roller hot dogs, by the way. Somewhere in the comments is a link to the YouTube channel. Subscribe, hit the bell so that you stay on top of what we have going on, because we're going to have a lot of raffles. This is one of them coming up.
Beautiful.
I like that one.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites, but I have so many, I have to get rid of some of them to make room for, bigger and whatnot. So, like this one. So like it, hit the bell, and if you've already subscribed, share it with your friends. If they subscribe, go into the comments, put their name and tell us they subscribe, so we know to enter both of you. And the more friends you have that, get benefit and value from it, the more opportunities you have to win. If you're outside of the US, however, you will be required to pay half the shipping. Okay, because it can get pretty costly. And you have to have this done by noon Eastern time on the 6th. So that way we can make sure that we get everybody together that needs to be in it, and we can do the drawing on our segment on the 8th of June. If you enjoyed this video, and we hope you did, and we hope you found value in it, please like and share the page so that other people can do the same. For workshops, classes, and online spiritual book clubs that I do, you can go to crackingthespiritualcode.com. And I am going to do, if it'll let me, here, because my computer's being a little difficult tonight.
Did we record?
It's on Facebook record. And it is not cooperating, because I wanted to put my information and MK's up in case somebody wanted a reading. I will, once I edit the video and it goes onto YouTube, I'll add our information into it. So if you guys want to reach one of us, you can. And with that, I think that we're going to wish everybody a magical night, an absolutely amazing week. And we're going to ask everybody to please stay safe and healthy. And we are going to wish everybody a very lovely evening.